Hello, Claudia. This is a prophetic blueprint for you. If you're just tuning in on YouTube and watching this is a spiritual prophecy that outlines up to 9 spiritual functions that a person has. You may be traveling in this life unaware of the things that God wants you to do specifically, and writing to me and paying for a prophetic blueprint can be the solution to your issues. You can find out what you're meant to do. Um, so I've got 9 things that um, are listed um, for Claudia, and here they are, Claudia. First of all, I can see you as a friend of God. God doesn't have a lot of friends. He doesn't really get to share his emotions with most people, and when you become a friend of God, you get to know him as a person, and you get to know his emotions, and he shares those with you, and you can become very close to him. And I would say only up to or less than 1% of people that go to church actually become a friend of God's, and that's not by God's design. That's by the laziness and the selfishness of most Christians. Um, Sadly, Christians are only interested in themselves, and most Christians, and sadly, they only want their own will. They only want what they want, and not many of them are truly open to hearing God's heartache and God's troubles and God's trials and the things that God suffers because of broken humanity. And because of that reason, not many people listen to him or are prepared to listen to him and are open to hearing what he actually feels. And having this on your blueprint means that prophetically you'll grow close to God and become his friend and become a teacher of some of the things he wants to impart in the world. Point number 2, I'm going to take these away. I'll put these 9 things um, on. I'll put these 9 things under the description tag, under the video on the description tag. So, friend of God, worshipper, intercessor, connector, mentor, coacher, discipler, teacher in pulpits and YouTube, inner healing, counselor, and deliverance, personal warfare coach, life coach. So, uh, we're going to go through those 9 um, characteristics one by one. Um, and so the second one is worshipper. God's going to call you to worship. I'd imagine if you're called to be a worshipper, I'd imagine that you're already doing it. And to be a worshipper of God doesn't necessarily mean you've got to lead worship at your church. It's just a state of being. a state of being constantly in worship of God. And I'm not a worshiper, so I can't speak a lot into that. But there's books you can get about worship. I'd imagine there's videos you could get about being a worshiper. There's ways that you could learn how to be a worshiper. Point number 3 is an intercessor. That's also something I'm not. But as an intercessor, God will have you praying for people and countries and different situations, and he'll many times uh, put put a burden on your heart to pray for a specific person, and the burden will stay on your heart until God has been satisfied with your prayer, and your prayer has seen breakthrough in the heavenlies. And I've only heard this information of other people that were intercessors that get a burden to pray for a certain thing, and they'd pray until they felt the burden lift. So once again, it's not something I understand, but something that you're called to. Point number 4, I can see you being used as a connector. And a connector is someone like you hear of someone that wants to build a new website, and you know someone who's good at building inexpensive websites for people, and you put the person who needs the website in contact with the person who builds websites. You may have a person who has built a website and wants to be seen on YouTube, and it's called search engine optimization, and you may put a person in touch with a person that can do that. You may have an apostle that wants to speak at your church, and you may speak to your pastor about that apostle speaking. So it's just that I'm not a connector myself, but you'd understand that throughout your life already, you've been connecting people, and it's just a natural ability. You seem to be really friendly with a lot of people, and you understand a lot of job functions, and you just seem to connect people to who they are, and it's something that God designed for you to do, and you really help a lot of people get work, and a lot of people be fully utilized. Point number 5, I'm not sure how old you are, but the older you are, the better you are as a mentor. But I can see you as a mentor, coach, discipler. So I can see you being used to coach people and mentor people in their faith. And this isn't a paid position. Uh, uh, Normally, people who do this through the grace of God for other people, um, and they work in people's lives and coach them and disciple them. I'm not sure if you've ever been used to disciple people, but certain new Christians needs instruction in the things of God when they become a new Christian, and uh, I I sense the Holy Spirit would say that you'd be a good person to disciple people and bring them up in the faith, and not only that, but mature believers, that you've got maturity and you've got the ability to mentor people. Point number 6, I can see you being used as a teacher. And I'm a teacher. I'm not necessarily used in pulpits, but I'm used on YouTube and writing books. So I teach people that I don't know and that I don't meet. But I sense that at some stage you'll be used in pulpits, besides uh, being used in YouTube. Um, I can also see you are being used to write books and touch people's lives. Um, I'd say there's at least 5 books in you. Um, I'm pretty sure if you're called to write books that you've thought about it. I've got a couple of books. I've got 4 books on writing non-fiction. And you can type in non-fiction and Matthew Robert Payne into Amazon, and you'll come up with the books. It'll teach you how to write a book and encourage you how to do that. But I can see you starting a YouTube channel and teaching people things on YouTube, and using YouTube as a platform to teach. I can see you even writing articles for Christian magazines. And I can see your pastor or other pastors allowing you to preach in the pulpit and teach his, his church full of people. Point number 7, I can see you being used in inner healing. I can see you training to become a counselor, and and learning inner healing practices. And I can also see when you've done enough inner healing with a person, you are being used in deliverance. There really is no need. It's unprofessional to deliver someone of demons when they've got hurts and trauma in their life, because the demons just come back. I've found personally 90% of the people doing deliverance don't worry about the wounds and trauma, and are just wasting God's time doing deliverance of people where the demons come back to a person. So I can see you learning to do inner healing and counseling in people's lives. Point number 8, I haven't seen this on the blueprint, and I've done a couple of hundred blueprints before, but I can see you becoming a personal warfare coach. I can see you maybe writing a book, or doing a YouTube series, or running a class with students and teaching them how to do spiritual warfare personally for themselves. Not warfare over the city, not warfare over a church, but their own spiritual warfare. And I'm not sure how that class, what would be in that class and what would be covered, but I see you really learning how someone can keep themselves safe, and how someone can walk before their destiny and remove blockages and hindrances in their lives. And I can see you teaching people how to personally succeed and do spiritual warfare for themselves. And point number 9, I can see you being trained, reading books and becoming a life coach. And you could, with your counseling and inner healing, you could combine the two and become a life coach and direct people and guide people in life. I know I'm aware being a life coach is something that's trendy. For a while, it was all over my Facebook, people advertising how to do a course to become a life coach. Um, and I'm not sure if it's ever been advertising on your Facebook. I think Facebook listens to us and hears. I think our computers hear us, and if we talk about it, it appears on our Facebook. Um, but I can see you being a counselor and a mentor and a life coach and helping people. Of course, as a mentor and a coach for people and a discipler that may be unpaid, a counsellor could be a paid position, and so could a life coach. So I can see you really understanding people and helping people. You may write a couple of books that are good counselling books, good mentorship books, good discipling books, um, and you may have a course on spiritual warfare for people, or you may cover that in a book. I pray that this has been helpful, and I pray that you're blessed by this, and I'd love to hear your feedback. God bless.